a stay-at-home dad, watching Disney movies he never had. His daughter digs through all the VHS, crushing the classics in a princess dress. Informed like Scuttle, Kurt's got your ticket, making it real like Jiminy Cricket. Most are off the Captain Hook, but if the Tweedledum, he'll be taking more shots than Bambi's mom. Leaves him raised like Simba, or cracked like the beach dishes. He'll show you a whole new world, you won't need 3 wishes. Stay at home, Disney Dad.
Is Mr. Magoo a Christmas movie? Absolutely not. My only knowledge, though, of anything Mr. Magoo is the insanely underrated 1962 Mr. Magoo Christmas Carol. I believe that was the first time a Christmas Carol was animated. And while, again, I don't quite get Mr. Magoo, from what I can understand, he is or used to be some famous Broadway actor, like theater guy. He's now partially or mostly blind, and now he bumbles through life with lots of 1960s comedy and references. Like, he can't see properly, so he always ends up in like the women's change room, or like hangs his coat on someone's large nose, just like that. Regardless, animated Christmas Carol is a gem. That being said, let's see what Disney live action scrub does with the franchise with the guy from Naked Gun. Okay, we start with OG Mr. Magoo footage, maybe, I think, with the credits plastered over top. Like, I like this, paying homage, paying respect, and we end by dissolving to real footage of Leslie Neilson getting out of his car with some fancy shindig. There's a lady in a ridiculously sized, like, large hat. I think we're supposed to not like her immediately because of said large hat. We're introduced to Magoo and his nephew, Waldo Magoo, who says he should get new glasses, like his uncle, and he says, "I've had the same optometrist since I was a boy." Some girl comes up and talks to them, and Waldo is tongue-tied, and Mr. Magoo says, "Cupid makes a fool of all of us." They give him a giant pair of scissors to like cut the red tape on this grand opening of this museum, but he accidentally cuts the giant power cable, and like sparks everywhere, and like camera guys fall off risers. I think people die. Mr. Magoo! It's because he can't see, right? It's a night, and some sort of heist is taking place now at the museum. We get a lady in black spandex. She's a good burglar, like talented at her job, and she has a man with her who's a bumbler. He's the bumbler burglar. Security guard nabs them, but Magoo is still there for some reason. He bumbles by, and I can't actually tell what happened here. I was writing. He's either his bumbling stopped the robbers or allowed them to escape. They definitely escaped. We get a scene where a bulldog takes a piss. I love the VHS case, where the Los Angeles Daily News just screams, quote, "slapstick." That's their review, just the quote, "slapstick." The music is "I Can See Clearly Now" playing, which is kind of funny, and some guy cleaned the windshield of his car, but like made it worse, and Magoo drives away because it doesn't matter, he can't see. Okay, something was stolen from the museum. That jewel was stolen, and it's Oswald Leo Glenn! Or the dude from The Crow, or to a lesser extent, the guy from Ghostbusters. Okay, the bad guys got the jewel, the big red ruby or whatever they got away. The guy bumbler jewel thief is freaking out because there's nothing in today's newspaper about the jewel heist. So he's like, oh, they're just lulling us into a sense of comfort, but they know what's up. They're going to attack and they're going to arrest us. And then the girl who's good at her like thief job looks and goes, "That's yesterday's paper." The bad girl robber, like the competent thief who's a female, flirts with this bad guy, and she says she basically wants to sleep with him, but instead roundhouse kicks him flying off the boat. And I mean, guys, we've all been there, right? Like, classic women move. Magoo is fishing and he catches a pair of pants. He ends up with the jewel. The Los Angeles Times says, "slapstick." The main bad guy is like the final boss. The couple we're working for is mad at the dude and tells him to find his ex-partner, like the girl, and kill her for double-crossing them. He tells the bumbler, "Don't screw it up," and then he fires up a chainsaw, and that was a little disturbing. That Stacy girl shows up, and the nephew shows her the garden. I'm not sure if that's a euphemism for something or not, and she looks familiar. The robber girl pretends she's a reporter now and makes a date with Magoo for them to meet up the next day for an interview / walk along the beach. She's gonna get that ruby back from this blind idiot. That's her plan. They're at the theater, and Magoo is like part of it, like I alluded to before. He's like an actor or something. It's part of like the Magoo lore, I think. He was a famous actor. The male robber sees Magoo backstage and goes to strangle him, but we get some like Three Stooges moments where Magoo inadvertently kicks this guy's butt and seems to like almost ruin the play, but his bumbling ways please the crowd instead, and it's a standing O. Just this feels on par with Magoo. The interview goes on the beach, and she's trying to get him to say where he has the ruby hidden, and she's smart, and he's Magoo. Could we just say Magoo a few times? Mr. Magoo. Mr. Magoo. Like, someone named Mr. Magoo could do anything, and I'd want to watch him do it. She comes on to him, and he closes his eyes for a kiss, and then she uses a fish to kiss him. He takes her out on his boat, and she grills him about where the ruby is. Then the FBI, no, okay, this happens.
The sewer, the Black Widow. She kills all of her male accomplices. No one has ever been able to finger her.
Stacy gets Americanized and tells Magoo's nephew that the FBI think Magoo took the ruby. In the boat, smart bad girl Robert, pretending to be a reporter, pretends to twist her ankle, so he has to take her back to his house because she figured out the ruby is at his house. He says he'll cook for you, and he goes, "I'm cordon bleu Magoo." It's Leslie Neilson, but I hate that I laughed at that. The FBI people are sneaking into Magoo's house. One guy is dressed like Aladdin for some reason. I'm choking today. Guessing that's offensive by today's standards. The ruby's out on a tree out front, and I missed why that is. The bad guy, male, that got kicked off the boat is also sneaking into Magoo's house looking for the ruby, and the girl is already in the house looking for the ruby. You feel me? Got it? Everyone's looking for the ruby in the house. Aladdin guy opens a pot, and I assume he's gonna like charm a snake out of it because it's like 90s Disney, but no, he puts a microphone in there. He's putting hidden microphones all over Magoo's house. Magoo thinks the ruby is a dog's toy, that's why, because he's throwing it, and the dog keeps fetching it and bringing it back. He's cooking chicken, but he's listening to like a workout program on TV, so it's like, lift those legs, and all that, and the channel changes, and now it's like a home building show, and they're like, use the sander. His nephew comes home, there's a misunderstanding, because that's the whole point of this, and the dog comes in with the ruby, and it's about the nephew sees the ruby and thinks his uncle is guilty of stealing the ruby. The bad girl thief pulls out a gun and says, "You know what I came here for, you know what I want," and Magoo laughs and says, "Oh, you modern women, so direct," and yeah, okay. It's Leslie Neilson, he's landing these lines somehow, like he's a genius, I'm laughing at this. The nephew and the woman fight, and the bad guy male that got kicked off the boat grabs the ruby and runs away with it, and thus the car chase scene commences. We now learn that Cremelda, is that her name? The bad girl robber is actually an undercover agent from the FBI, and the other guy is a famous jewel thief, and every jewel thief in the world now is meeting the final boss jewel thief tomorrow at some ski lodge, so they have to get someone in there in disguise to like go undercover. That Stacy lady is that famous actress, and I cannot remember her name, but she's from like everything else. She went on to become famous. Austin Clokey is the final boss, what? And the bad guys show up, including Magoo, in disguise, like this, and they just let him come. I'm writing, I'm answering questions to my daughter, there's a lot going on. Anyway, the undercover FBI agent girl now betrays the nephew, kicks him off the skidoo, and the other police agents find out that the undercover Magoo is using the name Peru, and they do the Magoo is Peru, Peru is Magoo, Magoo is Peru, Peru, Magoo, Peru, Magoo, and 10 minutes I'll never get back in my life. Slapstick. They're like, I can't believe Peru came. I guess, like, yeah, he's the big underworld boss that never shows his face. And Magoo says, well, I was gonna kill someone this morning, but I killed them last night so I can make it. Again, Leslie Neilson, just chicken salad out of chicken, I swear. The men are all getting changed to go to some hot tub for this meeting of evil thieves, and the bad guys are all sharing like prison tattoos, and Magoo gets a black Sharpie and like Sharpie some on his chest, but immediately starts to run when he's in the pool, and the bad guys figure out that Peru is Magoo, Magoo is Peru, Peru is Magoo. Crazy. Somehow Crumella, that girl, is also undercover there as one of the whores in the ski lodge, and her ex-partner, the bad guy that stole the ruby, is there as well. Didn't notice that she has no mask, she's just there, she's wearing a wig. She kicks everyone's ass and points the gun at Magoo, and his nephew runs in and says, she's not an agent, but then the bad guy ex-partner who tries to strangle her, but she kicks him in the pool, and she gets away. The police show up and arrest all the other bad guy jewel thieves and the whores. Gal gets away on a skidoo, and Magoo has a plan. He uses an upside-down ironing board as a snowboard, and the nephew skis behind him, and at the same time on the ski hill there's like a women's snowboarding competition final going on, and so Magoo of course like knocks him all over on his ironing board, and he ends up winning the like women's race because because Mr. Magoo, the FBI guy is frozen solid, and I swear that's the meme. Luann is actually the bad girl's name, and she dresses up like an old lady now. Their bulldog realizes the old lady is this bad guy girl and attacks her outside the hotel, and the nephew sees her run away full tilt. She drops her purse. She drops her airline ticket out of the purse, and they all realize that, okay, that old lady was actually Luann, and the bulldog had it right. Off to Brazil for the bad guy wedding. Magoo and his nephew are lurking around the Brazilian jungle with a bulldog, and Elder Magoo feeds Rafiki, thinking it's an ugly kid. I mean, it's someone in a costume, and it's terrible. In a way that like this movie just stopped trying. Okay, she's at his wedding to sell him, like the groom, the ruby for 15 million. He takes it, then tells his underlings to kill her after the wedding. Senior Magoo falls in a bathtub and scares the bride-to-be, and she faints. So he takes her place, but not before he sees a tiger head on the carpet and thinks that's the bride, and he goes, "You should file down your teeth." Okay, I don't get it. I don't get this premise. I mean, I could kind of wrap my head around like the original cartoon, because like our parents, or I guess our grandparents now, like didn't know any better, and it was animated and fun. Like, I don't think this needed a reboot. I think he could have stayed in the 60s. Anyway, Magoo dresses up like the bride and surprises the bad guy groom at the vow exchange, and he says he'll give you the ruby in exchange for his nephew's life, because his nephew was caught a few minutes ago. Just then the police descend on the wedding. They arrest all the bad guys. The bad guy girl is kicking everyone's ass again. Whoever this actress is, man, like, she had some training, because her roundhouse kicks are incredible. Like, she looks great in this role. She carries herself like a badass. Not when they take like a random hot actress and say, "You're a superhero now." Like, this gal can actually fit the role. She can be believable. Like, you believe this girl's been in a fight or two in her real life. The bad guy groom tries to escape in a secret helicopter, but Magoo and the girl are in there with him as well. Magoo falls out and lands in the ocean. She dives in as well, and Ortega Peru, the real one, that's the groom. Okay, that's who he was pretending to be before. He's arrested in the sky. They drop a life raft to the girl and Magoo, or they drop a rope. She begs for the jewel, and he tells her, "You have the heart of an artichoke." And guess what, fam? There's a waterfall. They're heading straight for it. So they toss down a line, that's what it is, and he accidentally hooks the cable from the helicopter just to the girl and not the boat, and she gets lifted out as Magoo goes over the waterfall, but I assume he's too stupid to die. Broadway! His dinghy flips upside down and uses it like a parachute and slowly descends, and this feels like the Disney ride soaring, and he lands safely. The police get a picture of the captured woman, like the crocodile hunter, like they're posing with her, like she got caught. That's kind of funny. The ruby is returned to the museum, and Stacy and nephew Magoo get together, and now I recognize this guy from something else as well. Anyway, we get a rapid succession of last-minute Magoo gags, and then we return to the animated Magoo to end the movie, and I don't know, I'm kind of excited to Google this and wrap my head around all things Magoo. Okay, and why this happened, and why we thought this was a good idea. Okay. Oh, wow, we end with a disclaimer saying that this was not an accurate portrayal of people with vision disorders, and you should not make fun of them. Awesome. We end with outtakes now, which are actually funnier than the actual scenes that appeared in the movie. Not sure what that says about this movie. Lots of outtakes of this badass girl accidentally kicking and hitting people for real, which is funny. Then we see the guy in the Rafiki costume stand up after someone yells cut. Also funny. That's it. Quincy Magoo is a lovable but eccentric, bumbling millionaire. Some stolen gems have accidentally fallen into Magoo's possession, and the criminals try desperately to retrieve them. Kelly Lynch, bad girl ninja. She didn't seem to have a huge role in anything, but was in a lot of small things. Jennifer Garner, yes, I should have known that one. I don't know actor and actress names, but I should have known Jennifer Garner. Matt Kessler, not familiar at all. Well, I'm gonna try to scrounge up some actual Christmas content for these next 2 weeks. 0 for 2 this Christmas.
That's what I think about.
What do you think?
What we have is a concern about Curtis Anderson. His interviewing style is not the best. His personal appearance is not the best. I was wondering if the man has some kind of a hold over the channel that he's allowed to be employed for so long with the standards of journalism and